Welcome to the Anime Podcast channel. My name is Benji, and I'm finally back, baby. I'm back for another video, and I know I've been gone for nearly a month, and I missed 4 One Piece chapters. I apologize. And I am back with a very heated and controversial topic that's been circulating within the One Piece community. Who has the biggest... wrong video. Who would win the Yonkos versus the Admirals? And huge shout out to the Geek Giant Discord who actually pitched this idea in the first place. And I'm not gonna lie, this one was kind of hard to really judge. But I hope that the evidence will be shown in this video will provide nuance and a general idea of what can be said for currently who has the upper hand, the Yonkos or the Admirals. But before I even begin, you know the drill. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Me and my friends Nick, Taj, and Phil make weekly podcast episodes on all of your favorite anime and manga series. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm going to cover 3 things that overall really kind of makes this matchup pretty hard to determine who is going to come out on top. And that is overall presence, feats, and world impact within the series. And to begin, let's kind of start off with who has the upper hand when it comes to overall presence, whether that be the Yonkos or the Admiral. So for One Piece, stature in terms of how the world perceives you is actually a very huge implication within the series of One Piece. So when Shanks, for example, pulls up to Marineford and doesn't attack anyone, yet his presence is known within the whole stage of Marineford, this speaks volumes to Shanks' presence overall. And if you truly think about the fact that Shanks was actually able to stop an active war, really by just showing up. And even the scene with Ben Beckman and Kizaru. Now let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying that Ben Beckman can go ahead and just one-shot Kizaru. Kizaru is powerful, but he's not necessarily interested in going into long drawn-out battles. We've also seen this when he was up against Rayleigh. But you gotta give it to Ben Beckman. I mean, you know, this is a W for the Shanks crew. Just, you know, at least having the Admiral raise his hands up being like, oh, I don't want no smoke with you, big dog. But presence extends to the Yonkos when you look at the essence of how the new world is primarily shaped around them and their influence. For example, Doflamingo knew exactly what was to happen if he wasn't able to continue producing smile fruits for Kaido. And also, the territories in need of protection usually sought after Yonkos and their influence over the world. And from this alone, it seems to be a little bit more fearful to encounter a Yonko than it does to encounter an Admiral, from what it seems within the story. Nevertheless, both of these fearsome individuals, one has to be a little bit more scary than the other. Now, whether that be Big Mom, Kaido, Blackbeard, or even Shanks, the world itself has to make special measures whenever any of these individuals come into play. So for overall presence, I'll give it to the Yonkos for this round. But next, let's move on to feats and ability. Now, coming off the heels of one of the greatest arcs of One Piece, Wano, we were actually spoiled to see how monstrous and strong these Yonkos can really be. Kaido alone displayed a bag that was bottomless. And not only that, but Big Mom as well was actually able to show how formidable she is as a Yonko as well. But moving Wano aside, let's actually look all the way back to Marineford, which actually was able to display not only a Yonko's presence, but also the Admirals. With Marineford, the Admirals really showcased a lot of their abilities and how they actually function you know, as some of the strongest individuals within the Marines. Akainu himself was named Krispy Kreme's most valuable employee during this arc. Too much? Too much? It's been enough time. Come on. Come on. But like I said before, the amount of power that the Admirals actually display in this arc alone is crazy. It makes this matchup between Yonkos and Admirals pretty interesting. And then you also have to include Akainu's ability to actually basically melt off half of Whitebeard's face within Marineford. That was brutal. That was brutal. And also, you know, what Akainu did to Ace. But I digress. But not only him, but Sengoku, the fleet admiral at the time, was able to display his mythical zone fruit model Buddha. And this was a perfect example of why Sengoku was named Fleet Admiral. His strength displayed just within the small moment that he was able to use his Devil Fruit really spoke volumes for what the Admirals are capable of. But not only that, Garp, who was enraged when Akainu was able to fist Ace. I'm sorry. That's the last joke. I kid. But Garp, who has also come up as an Admiral candidate multiple times within the series, also said that he would kill Akainu. Now, you know, I digress on how much credence that you take to this statement, and probably Garp was speaking more so in rage. But if we go to be honest, Garp does have a very impressive resume. And I guess you can kind of add him with the Admirals as well. And let's not forget Aokiji being a major contributor during Marineford as well. So basically the gist of why I'm saying all this is the Admirals have a pretty big bag. They got a Louis V Duffy, you feel me? And even moving away from Marineford, once we meet the new Admirals, shit really gets crazy. Fujitora, who is my favorite Admiral, who I still believe is the strongest of the 3 current Admirals, aside from the Fleet Admiral, of course, Akainu. Just the introduction to a Devil Fruit user who is capable of showering down meteors on the world is crazy, dog. Crazy. Meteors? Like, come on. Like, this man is literally Madara. Like, come on. And most recently, the introduction, or the true introduction of Green Bull, who single-handedly low def 2 of Kaido's calamities. And that's a big feat in and of itself. Now, do I really feel like King and Queen were able to get the same kind of medical treatment as everyone else who's recovered by now? No. But, you know, you gotta give it to Green Bull because he was talking his shit. The point being here is that Admirals have made a massive impression on the readers and how strong they are as a whole. So no matter how you see it, Admirals versus Yonkos is a difficult battle to really determine, even from feats alone. Now obviously, kind of going back to the Yonkos side, I'm not saying that they're not capable of really wreaking havoc within the world, such as Whitebeard being able to shake the world with his Quake fruit. And not only that, but the ability to split the sky as Yonko being an exclusive feat is pretty impressive in and of itself. But lastly, let's end with the world implications of what it means to be a Yonko and an Admiral. Well, more so a Yonko. And this is what I mean. Now to start, we do know that the One Piece world is set up into 3 great powers in order to keep the balance within the world, according to the world government. Marines, who are led by the Admirals, of course. Warlords, who have recently been replaced by the SSG, who we don't necessarily know too much about, but I can pretty much tell you that it's like pacifistas on steroids. And finally, the Yonkos are the 4 great emperors. Now here's the kicker. Now it has been stated within the series by Garp that both the Marines as well as the Warlords are put in place in order to keep in balance the 4 great emperors, these Yonkos. Wait. He really said that? Damn. Well, if that's true, then I guess that's the end of the video. I'll see you guys later. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and peace. Just kidding. But this statement holds a significant amount of weight to kind of recognize how strong, or at least how strong the world government perceives the strength of the Yonkos. Now, playing the opposite end of the spectrum, I don't necessarily think that any of the Admirals are any pushovers either. And this is why I say that. So if you can make the argument that the Admirals are relegated to stay within the confines of whatever the world government has to say and basically their rules and regulations, meaning, for example, if Akainu simply wanted to go within Wano and face Kaido himself since he knows that he is a threat, it would have to be deemed strategically approved by the world government in order for Akainu to actually step foot in Wano and actually basically try to invade. That's another reason why it seems that Akainu currently doesn't want Green Bull to do any kind of mischief while he's in Wano as we speak. And knowing Akainu, I don't believe that in the slightest bit he is scared of Kaido. Now, do I think that Akainu would beat Kaido? I'll say that for the end of this video. But with all this being out in the open, it brings us to the final conclusion of the video. Who is stronger, Yonkos or Admirals? And if you ask me, personally, drumroll please, yeah, Yonkos win. Yeah, Yonkos win. Yonkos win. What do you want from me? Yeah. And to be honest, it goes back to this last point of Garp basically saying that both the Marines and the Warlords are put in place in order to check the Yonkos. Their influence on the world means so much that you need two forces in order to really kind of counteract them. Now, do I feel like the power of the Admirals can match a Yonko? In certain aspects, yes. But I will say this, I think the reason that the world government has put these parameters in place is because they need an extra boost in order to secure victory if one of the Yonkos was ever able to go out of hand or get out of hand. Now, going back to my question, if Akainu really wanted to go into Wano and want the smoke from Kaido, who do I ultimately think would win the battle? And if I'm going to be honest, I mean, I feel like the battle will be very, 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 very close. But Kaido just has too much in his bag to lose. And that's just my opinion. But let me make it clear right now in the video. The gap between Yonkos and Admirals is extremely, extremely tiny. At any point in time, if a Yonko is slipping in any shape or form, Big Mom, then I do feel like an Admiral can come on top and beat a Yonko. I do believe that if a Yonko and an Admiral are going full on out, no restrictions, nothing holding them back, then a Yonko will ultimately win. Or at least I'll put my money on the Yonkos at least. And I'll also include this not only in the Discord, but also Twitter. I'll ask you guys who would win in a battle, Yonkos or Admirals. And, you guys overwhelmingly said that the Yonkos would win. I was kind of surprised. I thought it would be a little bit closer, but I think you guys are on the same wavelength as me. But that's going to conclude the end of this video. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be trying to make more videos as more frequently. As you can see that my setup is complete. But thank you so much for watching. I love all of you guys. I really appreciate all the love and support. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.